Okay, hey, it is Mega here. It's a very warm day in May 2018, and so I got some wood. I got some wood in my van. So what I'm doing here is I'm making some new ramps. So I've had these ramps. So if you remember from an earlier Harbor Freight, I call this my Harbor Freight battle trailer. My Harbor Freight battle trailer project was to make these turn these ramps into some ramp sides, and I did, and I've had this for maybe half a year now, and it works really good, except these bolts. So these bolts, they stick out a lot. So you may notice that these are longer than the bolts here. Well, it's because these bolts, they hit the ground when the ramps are on the trailer. So when I ride up the lip here, it actually does a little wheelie. The ramp does a little bit of a wheelie to before it goes back down again. So I didn't like that. And one, they're too short. As you see, they only come up to here. So to remedy that, I'm gonna make some new ramps. So it's been a while since I made these wooden ramps. So I decided to go with the wooden ramps again because I've had so much success with them. I've had these ramps ever since I've had this trailer. They've been through a lot of punishment, and they've moved a lot of bikes and equipment, and so I decided we're gonna go with it again. So instead of getting a metal ramp. So let's get over to okay, what ingredients did I buy to do this? So I just moved from another house to this house, and I could not find the paint I used on this deck. So I recently redecked this. This is some Hydrotech deck. So far so good. It's holding up pretty well. It's been painted and primered and all that good stuff, so to make it last super long. My last deck lasted almost a decade, and hopefully this one lasts just as long. And I just changed the tail lights on this trailer. The Harbor Freight LED tail lights did not last. That lasted a couple years, and then a couple of the LEDs were going bad. There'd be only two of the little LEDs here working, and one of the brake lights didn't work. So I just bought new ones. So the side markers have still been working though. So those are the Harbor Freight LED tail lights. They work good, and yeah. So the plan is to basically just make longer versions of these ramps. So I'm still going to keep these ramps. The good thing about these ramps is they easily fit in the van, so I can just chuck them in the van. So those will be the ramps that if I just want to roll something up into the van, that's what I'm going to use, like a quad. I use these to get the quad into the van, so that worked pretty good. Oh, you know what? I might not be able to do that with these longer ramps. I just realized that. So one way I got one way I used to transport a quad and a dirt bike was to roll the quad up with the ramps onto the trailer, and I put the ramps onto the from the front to the bumper here, and then I rolled the quad up onto inside the van, and then I put the dirt bike in. So I don't think I'll be able to do that with these ramps. They're really long, so I'm not sure if I'm going to cut them down, but all right. So anyway, but yeah, so the reason I want to use these again is because they lasted a long time, and they took a lot of punishment. I even had a guy, he wanted to borrow one at Pismo Beach, and he used it to put his trailer on his freaking monster toy hauler. He put the legs on it so it wouldn't sink into the sand, and I was like, oh, what the hell? I thought he was getting the ingredients. So I just went to Lowe's today, and I spent about $60 on this trailer, on these ramps. So I could have probably gone to Harbor Freight and bought the metal ones for about that much. So I don't know what to say. I like to go with the wood ones. So the bad thing about the wood is it's heavier. Actually, these aren't that heavy. So what I think I bought this wood I bought was I think this was like a 12-inch. Yeah, I think these are 6 feet. I think it's a 12-inch wood, and I cut it in half or something to make 2 ramps. So I kind of did the same thing this time. This is a 2x8 wood. This is the Doug fir wood. It's kind of like the medium grade wood. There was some stuff there for making fences, the really dark wood, kind of like that wood over there for the fence. And that one was the only one that was cheaper than this one. I remember I used Doug fir before, I think, but it's also listed as an interior wood. You're supposed to use as an interior of a house. So well, anyway, what we're gonna do is we're gonna paint it. You see these ones are painted. I'm gonna paint it the same color as the trailer gray, battleship gray, because it's a battle trailer. Got it. So I paid $16 for this wood. So right there, green Doug. It's a green Doug fir or something. It was $16. This is a 2x8 by 16, and I had them cut it in half because they didn't have a 2x8 by 8. The 2x8 by 8 was, I'd like to say it was $8 or something, $7 or $8. So it's almost the same price, but they didn't have any, so I said like, well, I'll just have them cut it. So I may cut it down a little bit more. I don't have to have it super long. So there's that. And then next is the paint. I lost my paint when I moved, so that kind of sucks. So I went and man, paint is expensive. They had some porch paint with the non-skid stuff on it, and like I didn't buy it. It was like $40. So I said I don't want to spend a lot of money on paint. So that's one of the drawbacks of this, is like you should paint your ramps. There's one, they should look cool. They should be painted, and yeah, it's like I said, this is an interior wood, so you probably should paint it and seal it. So I've had that one for a long time, and it's lasted a long time. So I've had to repaint those twice though. I just did it like for the heck of it. So yeah, the paint. So what my plan is for this was $16. It's basically it's a primer and sealer that's gray, and I'm not even gonna. We're not gonna put paint over it. I'm just gonna use primer. I wish I had my paint still, so I wouldn't have to spend so much money on paint. Plus, I'm probably not gonna use the whole gallon. I'm probably gonna use like a quarter of this. I was thinking we're gonna make maybe like 2 or 3 coats, and then we'll do a top, maybe 1 or 2 top coats with the sand on it. So just like my old ramps, there's going to be a kind of a sandy material, a non-skid material on top, and that helps. It helps a lot. You don't want your motorcycle to slip off the ramp, or these get slippery when they're wet. So yeah, so we'll do that, and it's only going to be on the top, only the top. So that's why I said like only one or 2 coats on like the top part of the ramp. So make sure when you buy the wood, you inspect it. So I made sure I chose this wood out of a big pile of wood. The only thing I see a problem is it looks like it's kind of starting to split here, maybe. So I don't know. Hopefully when I put the bolt into it, it still doesn't split or anything. But I saw some with kind of like these kind of little circle, little rings here, and they're on the corners, and like there's like a little crack. You want to look for stuff like that. So you want to get the best piece of wood, because you're going to be putting heavy stuff on it. Also, I got some ramp ends. So like I said, I'm going to reuse those ramps, so I decided I'm just going to buy another set. So these are the most expensive item, $20. $20. So there it is. It's basically going to look like this. Those are ramparts, right? So, and these are the same brand, ramparts. Yep, same brand. So basically, yeah, it's just going to fit like this. I'm going to drill 2 holes here, stick some carriage bolts through. Oh, you know what? I don't know if I have the right carriage bolts. Damn. But we'll worry about that later. Yeah. So, and then it just goes up in there, in between there, and it's worked pretty good. So we're just gonna have another set, and then these ramps will just be ramps from now on. Maybe it'd be a good time to repaint them. They look a little beat up now. And I bought a new paint tray because I lost I don't know what happened to my paint tray when I moved it. It disappeared. So I got a new paint tray with some liners. I still have my painting stuff though, so that's good. So yeah, one thing you might want to realize, I think there's some instructions on these. Okay, so that's what's in the ramp parts, ramp kit, ramp ends. So you get the ramp ends themselves, they're like, ooh, so shiny, not like they look like on those ones, but they're aluminum. They're blingy. There's in some instructions. There's this padding, so like it doesn't scratch whatever you put it on, and then a bunch of bolts and some pins. So what you can do is you can drill a hole in your trailer, and then you stick these pins in. That way, if you ride something up the ramp, it won't spit the ramp out from under you. I've never had that problem. I don't remember where I put my old pins, and I don't really use them anymore. And you can't really use them on a vehicle either. So, but yeah. But an interesting thing about the instructions is I wanted to go over is here. So recommended range. So they're depending on the length of the wood is depending on how strong the wood is. So we're gonna go over this. So okay, so yeah, so it's basically some physics stuff here. So basically, the higher you go, like there's a height and a length recommendation. So you don't want to put it on something too, I guess you don't want to put it on something too high, I guess, I'm not sure. But anyway, the length, so this little guide here, this trailer, I don't know, it's about, I'd say that's 2 feet off the ground. It's almost up to my knee. Yeah, I'd say that's 2 feet. So height is 2 feet. So you want to go here, 2 feet on the bottom one. Planks in this range may need additional support. So anyway, yeah, it's about 2 feet. And the length is 7 to 9 feet. So we're right on the money. We're right at the edge of the right at the edge of the recommended length is what I'm going to say. So so like I said, the interesting thing to note is the longer these ramps are, the weaker they are. So you need a stronger ramp. What they're saying is you need put something underneath it to support it. So I just measured the height of the deck. So pretty much, I have the small Harbor Freight trailer, the one with the 8-inch wheels. So yeah, the 8-inch, I think total 8-inch or something. So mine is the lower one. That's what I like about mine. It's low and it's easy to load. That's what I like about having this trailer. And it's less than 1.5 inches. So it's okay. We can still have a long ramp like this. So it's okay. If you have the taller Harbor Freight trailer, maybe not. But I still think that's probably under 2 feet also. So yeah. So that's just an interesting thing to note when making these ramps. So yeah, there it is. So what we're gonna do next is I'm gonna go pull one of these planks out and we'll put it on the trailer and see what it'll look like when I put it on. So yeah, before I went into Lowe's, I measured my trailer, and my trailer was about a little bit more than 8 inches. So that's why I bought the 16 feet. I mean, it's a little more than 16 feet. So that's why I bought the one that was 16 feet long. But I measured this, and this is actually a little bit longer than 16 inches. But they cut it for me. They cut it in half perfectly, so I don't really have to do anything. It's the right length already. You know, it's not. It's a perfect length actually. It fits exactly, almost. It's a little bit shorter. But another thing you have to remember is that these the ramp ends, they stick out like about the size of my hand. It's gonna stick out like that much to like where my thumb is, pretty much. So it's up to me if I want. Do I want it to stick out that much? I kind of don't, but I don't think it matters. I don't think it really matters that much. I think it'll be okay. Now I could drill it. I could drill it so the planks where it mounts on the trailer is a little bit farther back. It could stick out the back a little bit, but I think it's fine. I think I'm not gonna mess with it. They saved me some work by cutting it in half already, so I'm not gonna mess with it. Hopefully they're about roughly the same length. So yeah. So there it is. I'm not gonna cut that anymore. That seems like pretty good. They say Lowe's saved me some work. Or you can just got 2 8-foot planks, or whatever size that you want. I think these are 6. Okay, never mind. I lied. They're 5 feet. So they're pretty short. They're almost half of this. I have to think about it. Yeah, it's almost half of that length. So yeah, it's good to have a tape measure around. So yeah, but I think I'm just like, because we're gonna use it as a ramp side. I mean a trailer side. It'll keep things from falling out of the trailer. So hopefully it works out with the ends on there and everything. Okay, so the next step will be painting. We're gonna have to paint it. I'm gonna paint it, and then we're gonna put sand. I already have the sand already, so that's why I didn't put that in my thing. Sand is really cheap. You can buy like a big packet of sand for like $5 or something. It's really cheap. So, or you can just go to the park and grab a bunch if you so choose. And like I said, when we do the top coat, the very top of the ramp, we're gonna go. I'm gonna mix some sand into the paint, and then we're gonna paint it on. Just roll it up on there. So yeah. So tomorrow's when I'll be doing it. So there we go. I got all the ingredients assembled, and then we just have to paint it. And then after painting it, we have to install the ramp ends, and then we drill. We'll use this the studs here as a template, and we'll drill the holes into this, and then hopefully it'll fit good on our trailer. And then yeah, we're gonna have. Oh, actually, I don't have to make new studs. We're gonna reuse these studs. So yeah, I'm gonna reuse this stud here. I haven't had any problems with it yet, so knock on wood. And yeah, they do flop around quite a bit, but I haven't really had that many problems with it. They're pretty solid. I really like them. So there we go. That's part 1. All the goodies assembled. Here's me go.